Okay, so we are back once again this night. It's nighttime here, as you can see. It's 4 a.m. But I'm not as tired as I was when I made that Russia video, because I fucked up my sleeping schedule and now everything is upside down. So now I'm awake at the night and sleep a little bit during the day, so I need to fix that. Fuck me. So in this video I decided to look into New Zealand, and it has some pretty interesting stuff. To mention one thing is there is volcanic activity there, and there was eruptions in more recent times, and I will show you a little bit what might have happened because of the eruption, or it was X-factored. I don't know. And yeah, check the channels in the description. When the Buildings Cried, it's Jerry, and Spartan Red, it's Derek, for more content. But these volcanoes is very interesting to me, because hold on, I can put up this so you can watch here instead of this fucking OBS thing. I wonder how far in this goes. Infinity. Yeah, these fucking volcanoes. I wonder what was I going to say? I just lost it. That's clear evidence that shit is still hot underground with these volcanoes. And sometimes the pressure is released or something from the bottom and it comes up again. And the destruction from that is not good. It's very hot. It's liquid fucking buildings and shit. And we also know volcanoes is all across the plane. But I want to look more into those volcanoes and figure out what the fuck they are, because like the volcano, the laser beams and shit video from Jerry, it's just a goddamn hole, you know. I will show you some interesting stuff about this volcano. And there is an island, White Island they call it, outside New Zealand. And it's a lot of sulfur and shit from this volcano, and I will show you something I found interesting. It's coming soon. It's just a few pictures first here, so let's just get started here. So this video won't be too long, but it probably will be 1 hour or something, I don't know. And also, if you like, I've started to make a little longer videos now, like circa 1 hour. Do you enjoy that, or do you want to make shorter videos, like half hour, or even longer? Oh, fuck that. Maybe I can make longer too. But like 1 hour, is that okay? Then just write it in the fucking comments so I can know. Personally, I enjoy videos that's like 1 hour, but that's just me. So if you like it, tell me so I know. So here you can see concrete molds, and under them it's melted bricks, which we have seen all over the plane. And yeah, you see melting here. And this is concrete molds on top of these columns. It's destroyed. Always this scrolling issue here. I don't know why it happened, but it's okay. Here you see the bricks turned into stones, and a few blocks and shit, and very destroyed. Look at this long one here. Here. Or is it wood? Wooden planks. This one is not, I think. This looks more like wood. And this. And this. Because it doesn't have the arches. But sometimes they use just straight. And you need something to lay the bricks upon. So sometimes... It might be wooden planks here. It looks like it. But I'm not sure. It's sometimes a little hard to see. But you see the what happened to the goddamn bricks here. It's yeah, we have seen this plenty of times. So I'm just showing you the proof that the same shit happened in New Zealand as well, which is just the whole island is just the tops of melted buildings. Here is kind of the same. The red bricks turned into this stones here. And here you have this fucking concrete shit. More stones and liquid buildings in the background. This just melted. Or is it writings? Maybe someone carved it in recent times because they think it's fun. And this picture is a church or a cathedral. That I will show you some interesting pics soon of that too, because something happened to it, and I think I have an explanation for it. But you see at least here how the bricks turn into stones, which we have seen plenty of times. You still see some red bricks here. Here you see red bricks, so that's the evidence we need. The whole church, the whole church turned into stones, and upgraded concrete molds around the windows and on the corners survived. But here something happened, and I will show you more pictures of that because I found it interesting. Because I think they might have lied. Oh. That must be the first time. Not. And here is a ruin. It's very sad how these buildings just get left to decay. But what you see, it's something happened here. It's blasted to shit. But otherwise, the building is in... Yeah, it's decayed. Because it's abandoned, but it's not so heat damaged from the X Factor for some reason. You see statues, exterior concrete finish, and upgraded concrete molds all over it. But something happened here. But there is nice buildings in New Zealand. Here, a little house turned into stone. Still see red here. Chimney covered by exterior concrete finish. And this one turned into this stone things. Still see a little red here and there. Very mangled and destroyed. Concrete molds at the top. And melting here on the right side. Starting to form some liquid building flood. And here, churning. Fuck. And now comes some interesting pictures. Because as you can see, this so-called mountain here is all red. This is melted Tatarian red brick buildings. Here you see rock balloons and shit and melted red bricks and all that shit. This, I would believe, is some new world order thing. Could also be old, but I will show you why soon. Because this place has a lot of this square rebar reinforced concrete stuff. Building, I mean, not stuff. I will show you. But this is melted here, you see? This is all melted. But this is like the concrete, new world order concrete. Here you see it too. You see the concrete and rebars and shit, and this machinery here, wood. But you see it got heat damaged, very clear to see, like viscousness here. And also liquid building flood here. You can see how this circle here is buried in liquid building and shit. Yeah, you see this is the poor concrete, the new shit, how we build now, yeah. Learned more about that in the stream today, so thanks for that. I enjoy the streams. And I will be there on Wednesday at noon melted building time like I used to. So here is a melted building. And you see some red here and this shit. And an anchor for some reason. And here is the volcano, as you can see. It's still smoking hot, and I will show you some interesting stuff now. You see red here, and the bricks turn into this shit. And you see this thing here, which I don't know what is. But here, you see this rebarred reinforced concrete building, which could be New World Order crap, yeah. But it's melted as fuck. You see here, melted down. That could be the volcano, the heat, intense heat from the eruption, which did it. Or it could be the X-Factor weaponry or direct energy weapon. I don't know how hot it would be here during the eruption. I would probably die if I stood here and watched it and measured the temperature. But the building is melted, as you can see, and flow down. You see the flow down, and I see it's way too goddamn thick, but it's melted liquid here. And liquid building, and smoking hot volcano. Just have to make this ready here for the retard so I can draw. So this is the volcano area, hot as fuck, smoking and stuff. And all the yellow shit is the sulfur. So here is people. And it's all melted building, as we know. And by the way, here you still see the sulfur, the yellow. So it could just be like the volcano who did this to this rebar building. Here you see it again, all melted. All fucking melted. And all this, yeah, you see this is heat damaged. Here you have the red shit. Liquid building, all melted, but yellow from the sulfur. And here again, you see it a little closer, how all this shit is melted. And the volcano in the background and melted building there. Another angle, here is the anchor. And you see some red. Can't tell if this is from some red bricks, but it is red. But the building seems New World Order concrete with steel reinforcement. Here is inside. You see the concrete crap around here. Can't mix Norwegian and English, sorry. Here, buried in liquid building. Or this dust thing, which is liquid building. Here you see the melting. Very clear. All this shit melted. And in the background, here you see a lot of red from the bricks, because all this was a building. But this seems to be a New World Order building. Because of the building style, how we build today, just pouring concrete on this. Yeah, you know how you build. You pour concrete on steel reinforcements, and yeah, that's how we do it. And we get square boxes, and humanity gets depressed because the cities looks like hell. Here, melted building. See A-frames here. A-frames all around. You see the red color and still slightly yellow here too from the sulfur volcano thing. Melted liquid building. And here again you see all the red, and here you see brick lines and yellow from the sulfur. Melted liquid building here, melted. Look at it, this scorched melted piece of shit. Melted building, and this square concrete building here. Here you see it from a distance. Here you see some red rocks and a red mountain here from the Tatarian red bricks. This is sulfur, so you see the color, all the yellow shit is from there. So this is the volcano again, and you see the yellow sulfur, and it's hot here. Here again you see melting here. Rebars from the concrete building, crappy shit. And here again, liquid all around here. And here is the crater of the volcano. Smoking hot. Don't want to fall up in there. Here is the whole fucking island from the air. And it's smoking hot. And you see the liquid building, the A-frames here. So this whole thing is buildings, yeah. We know that already, so I don't have to go too deep into that. And if you're new and don't know what I'm talking about, then keep watching my videos and go back in time and watch my older ones and watch the channels in the description to learn more. Okay, not going to spend too much time on the retards in this video. So you see all the yellow shit here, sulfur and smoking hot liquid building. A lot of sulfur, liquid, melted buildings. I'm going to learn more about volcanoes now in the next videos maybe, or yeah, now and then I will make a video on volcanoes, because it's interesting how it's still hot in the ground, and we might be able to use it to track back in time, maybe. Because I find it weird how it can be liquid buildings for thousands of years, which we know it wasn't that long ago it happened, but how long? Like, if we know it happened less than 200 years ago, that helps more than less than 1,000. We need to find an estimate, if we can. Okay, I know the answers will come, but just speaking here. So you see the red here melted, and this is the new world order, possibly melted, and the anchor. And here again, melted and destroyed, red bricks in the background, very melted, see here, coming down and shit. Here is wood. Here is more from the building, all this shit, dustified building here, liquid, brick melted building flood. It's not brick flood because it's concrete here. And here is a picture from one of the eruptions, and it's pretty brutal when you see it like this. Like, why all of a sudden does this happen? Why do suddenly the pressure want to come up here? You know, why does it happen? What is happening underground in the liquid ocean beneath? Liquid building ocean beneath? What's happening there? Because something is happening. I don't know too much about this stuff, so I need to learn it. But all this is liquid building. Looks like it's not even rocks, it's just like dustified, all this. But fucking look at that shit. It's crazy when this happens, eruptions. And here is a helicopter, and they said it was parked a little over 1 kilometer away from the eruption, and it got covered by this dust, and these rotors melted and bent down. So it got pretty hot. If it's real that this was 1 kilometer away, this melted. So that could explain how this fucking building here is melted too, because it's right next to it. As you saw here in one of these fucking pictures. Yeah, here is the building, here is the volcano. So that's not too far. So it could be the fucking volcano who melted it. Which is a possibility. And here, I need to show you. I found some article about the eruption thing and etc. And they had this like drone footage. You could like, here is people, and here's the crater. And you can like see around here how it looks. Found that interesting. All melted building and steaming hot here. Don't fall up in there, you people here. Don't fall into this. Yeah, just wanted to show you because it was a little cool to do this. Yeah, red bricks, rock balloons here. Not too much left in this fucking building. Exterior concrete finish, red bricks, and here rock balloons. This is still red. Blasted. Very destroyed. And here you get this melting. And to me it looks like almost like clay here. But it could also be like just concrete melting. But it's melted building. And here too the same. Is it clay? But it all is melted building, as you know. And here you see the melted building and buildings, and they call it pancake rocks or pancake rock or something. So pancake brickline is a very good term to use to describe this, because they do it themselves when they name the places. So you see all the pancake bricklines here. We've seen this a lot of times. And all you see here, all this is also melted building. But it's overgrown by this vegetation, so you can't see it in the same way, but once you know, you can see it, because you know already. Because we live on top of a melted empire. Extremely high advanced empire of Tataria. That someone wiped out and came with a globe and lied to everyone, fooled them, so nobody knew where they lived, and that this place has intelligent design. So now they walk around like retards with masks on. What a great world. See, rock ballooning here. All this fucking rock ballooning and melting. Liquid ground, melted buildings here all around. Just see the rock balloons, how they expand like crazy here. And you see some holes from the viscousness when it started to come apart. And here, same thing. See some rock balloons and melting. Here is a running woman, so you see how small she is compared to all this. Look at this rock balloon here. Don't even say it, because I will say it for you. It's not a fucking elephant. This is something outside New Zealand. And I think they call this hole in the rock or something. I don't think they call this something with elephant. But I have seen this picture before on Instagram and shit. And they call it an elephant. Petrified giant titan elephant. But it's just a melted building. You can still see slightly red here. And you see the signs all over the plane. The same melted signs. And here is an arch. So this is just a melted building. And here is a different angle. And you see an opening here, which could have been a window. Opening. And arch that's melted. And the arch here. But you see, it's just a melted fucking building. It's just now it's just a goddamn so-called mountain. Another angle again. Down here, see meltings. See here, meltings. Small holes. Here is a hole. Yeah, you can see almost some bricks in here. And yeah, you know what you're looking for. I'm not going too deep in to explain for the retards with the pen and all, because fuck that. This video is not for them, but I will make videos for them too. This ruin turned into blocks and blocks and blocks and stones, pancake stones, and yeah, you see nothing left, and all this liquid building flood coming down here, all this shit around these rocky ruins. And here, blocks, and you see the mortar in between, and what happened to the bricks turned into this fucking mess here. Melting here, melted, see a little red here I think, and yeah, blocks here. And a lot of liquid building in the background. And here is a melted building too. But you can see some of the concrete molds here. Kind of survived. It's very destroyed, but you can still see the face here intact. And the brain dead people who is wearing masks and stuff, they say this is carvings into the mountain here, which makes me a little bit sad, because once I go outside and I see, the first person I see would think that it's that bad. You can't tell them either. You try to tell them, and then they glitch out and come with a defending of the Matrix. They are defending pedophiles when you tell them the truth. So it's very horrible. See some red here. And yeah, it's a melted building, as you know. Melted rock curtain here, and this somehow sort of survived. And then came the flood after or during the event. And here, all these melted buildings. And here, turned into this muddy thing here. And here. And here is more of these pancaked brick lines. and here it's very melted, all melted building, and here flows water. Or is it maybe could be the ocean also, and waves and stuff, I don't know. There is some rivers also on New Zealand. I think I have a picture of it also. So here you see the bricks, how they got mangled, but you see the brick lines, and the stairs also melted. All in this picture was red bricks. More of these pancake brick lines. Nothing new here. It was used to be buildings. Now it looks like this. Here is more from the pancake rock, or whatever the fuck they call it. And you see the brick lines, yeah. And down here, very destroyed. Yeah, and here is the church again. And what I will try to explain here. They said it was an earthquake, okay? And that's fine, because that happens sometimes. But I see this whole goddamn thing looks pretty much very fine, and everything around it. But this tower here just is broken to shit. Okay? This was the church tower, and you know what they were in the past. Antiquitech, yeah? So an earthquake made this one break halfway up and just broke off, and now it's in dust around here. This is what it used to look like. You see this. I don't know, it's not, the copper here is not eroded yet too much. Like you see the top half is green, and here it's not green. But that doesn't matter. This is an Antiquitech tower, as we know. No way to deny it, just see it. It's yeah, you know what it is. But, and you see the whole church is turned into blocks and stones. But upgraded concrete molds survived. But you see, this is before, this is after. Only the tower got hit here. It broke here, from here and up. Because you see this shape here and blah blah up there. You see here. So this whole fucking thing, here it is again. See the top, towers to the domes. And then they removed the whole thing. So here it is again. This is the process when they remove it, and here it's almost completely removed. So yeah, some of it fell probably down here on the roof and collapsed it from the tower. But nothing else was hit. Here it is again. So they say it was an earthquake, and only the church tower was hit halfway up and just broke. So was it an earthquake, or was it an attack to remove the Antiquitech tower? Okay. So here you see brick lines, and you see melted buildings, rock balloons, and brick flood here. See the big holes from the viscousness. There could be some of this, those are too big, but it started to come apart when it's heavier than the air and fall down and become rock. Probably under the fucking grass and shit here, or down into the brick mud flood, and now it's just dust. Who knows? But holy and brick lines here. So that's evidence, these lines here, that this was all buildings. And we already know that, so yeah, we go on. So here, this thing all turned into stones, and here is more of the ruins. I have more pictures of it coming. But you see the destruction, nothing new. And here it is closer up, and see here, looks very melted here. And turn into blocks, holes here. See here, melting on the top, and here melting. And the rest turn into stones, rocks, and blocks. There's a rock balloon, a small one. Not too much left in this one, this bitch. See, it's melting down here, melting down. Look how damaged this whole fucking thing is. And they don't want you to go in there, it looks like. And here is the bullshit narrative. Here, same area, and it's very clear to see that this is melted. Melted. How can I not fucking see this? And here is all this red bricks turned into stones. How can I not see it? Don't ask me. So here, background, brick flood, liquid building, lava flood, and all this turned into stone. Nothing new. And you see, if this is the doorway, you see it's totally covered in liquid building, brick flood. Not mud flood. Brick flood. Okay. Here you see melting. And over there, melting, melted. And all this shit, all of this fucking shit here was also buildings, and it melted downwards from the building itself and created this mess here, which is just liquid building. And here you see some red and all this shit, very clear to see it's melted here. And here all this shit, and you see the water flowing. Melted. Here too. Dustified buildings. Fuck. And here, you see what happened to the goddamn bricks here. See the goddamn fucking bricks, what happened. Very hot. And as we have seen before, heat came up and bam, there it stopped. And it's red bricks. And here you see the wood. Okay. So we pretty much know this by now, Eagle Eye crew. Wood is not too affected by this event. But it's what you said, Jerry. You can't just have a log and a lighter and light it on fire. But still, all this fucking heat that turned this into this and still not too much happened with it. It's like weird too. I don't know, but you see the wood and the bricks destroyed and the red bricks at the top. Here it is from a distance. Here you can see some red. And this thing. Not too much left, whereas the rest of the goddamn building, don't know. Here is melted buildings in the background. And the ocean came in after or during this event. Look down there. How fucked up it got. And here you can see how they are mining on New Zealand for the minerals. You have gold, copper, and mercury, and crystals, and clay. All kinds of different shit. Okay? The event created it all. All kinds of different minerals and stuff and shit, I mean, came from this fucking event, and these people want it because they can sell it and become rich. So they're mining these melted buildings. Here is another mine on New Zealand. Mining for more shit. And here is more melting, as you can see. Very clear to see melting here. I can't understand how they can't see it. Here. See the melting on this. Holes coming here, forming viscousness and melting. It's so clear to see that. Just see. And if you can't see it, go watch some cartoons from NASA or Fake X, International Fake Station, or some of these actors. Watch some moon landings or whatever the fuck you want, or some other CGI pictures from whoever, because it's all fake. And the people, NASA for example, every goddamn day they get, they steal, they steal $56 million, I think it's now, from taxpayers. Like me. And like you. You get robbed too. And all they show you is fucking cartoon testicles. And all this nonsense, this fucking huge infinite space of a vacuum. And you are on a tiny little rock in the middle of nowhere. And you don't matter. That's what they say to you. And they made you think you are a fucking monkey. And they made you not know how water works, how the physics of water is, because you think that it can bend on the exterior of a spinning rock for some reason. So grown-up people, they walk around and they think water sticks to a goddamn spinning rock. How can that happen? Have you seen a picture with a tennis ball? They soak it in water and throw it, and they have high-speed camera and takes a picture. What happens is the water flies off. Okay. Gravity. Gravity don't exist either. Okay. It's buoyancy and density. You don't need gravity. And if there's no gravity, there's no spinning rock. So you need to wake the fuck up. Because they are pushing this mask thing now. They're coming with the vaccines, and they are going for a cashless society. And it's all controlled by pedophiles. Which you defend when people like me tell you the truth. Then you laugh at me, call me a conspiracy theorist, and you defend those fucking psychopaths. Why do you do that? I don't know. But you're making a problem for me and the Eagle Eye crew when you do that. Because we want freedom. And we want the children to be safe here. But they are not. And that's because of the fucking spinning ball believers and the mask people. And the ones staying in line to take the fucking vaccine. You don't fucking even know what's inside the goddamn vaccine. Do you want them to inject it into your goddamn bloodstream? In a rush here, they are like making, inventing or creating this vaccine here in a rush, and you want them to put that shit inside you. You don't even know what it is inside these vaccines. I know what's inside other vaccines because I have fucking researched it, but you have not. And then you mock me for telling you what's inside it. It's so crazy how they can be so stupid. Stupid fucker. Stupid fucker. Wake up. Here is a cave on New Zealand, and you see the same as in all the caves. All the caves look exactly the same. It's the fucking same. You have the bricks melting down here. Bricks not, or whatever the fuck you wanna call it. Nothing new here. And here is, yeah, you see melting, 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 viscousness and melting. So, was that all? Yes. That was all. All pictures for this New Zealand video. So if you liked it, enjoyed listening to my stupid ass, and like the pictures I found for you, please hit the like and subscribe if you have not. Hit the bell, share if you have an open-minded friend, so they also can learn the truth, and go to the channels below if you want to watch more content like this, because they are creating awesome videos. And Jerry has live stream on Wednesday at noon, melted building time. That's mountain time. If you don't know when that is, just Google it. That's Wednesday. Wednesdays is mega streams. Then we are me, Derek and Jerry, and sometimes more people too. And Sundays he have a stream on its own, his own, so then you can join and chat and ask questions and talk with the rest of the Eagle Eye crew. So yeah, 2 days a week he's on the stream, so subscribe. And it's on noon Wednesday and Sunday, melted building time. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. I wonder where I will make a video of, what location I will research then and find picture from. I will figure it out. Bye bye.